Is the 37 to 65 inch TV corner mount from Installer Parts actually useful or a piece of junk? Keep watching to find out. Welcome to the Hippie Geeks. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment below. We recently bought a new 65 inch TV and we wanted to be able to wall mount it in the corner of our room. After searching Amazon and reading more reviews than I care to admit, we settled on the 37 to 65 inch corner mount from Installer Parts. It had a ton of great reviews and the price was perfect at just under $60. The front of the box gives you all of the important specifications. The max VESA mounting pattern is 800 by 400, max load is 132 pounds, it has 120 degrees of swivel and 15 degrees of tilt. Opening the box shows you the simple mounting instruction pamphlet, the business side of the mount, and several cardboard boxes. The pamphlet is straightforward with instructions for multiple mounting configurations. It comes with a hardware to corner mount it to both studs and drywall, and can also be used on a flat wall if you choose. Opening the first cardboard box shows us the two mounting bars that will go onto the back of your TV, individually wrapped so that they do not scratch each other in shipping. The second box has all the mounting hardware that is included, and there is a lot of it. In a smaller bag are the lag bolts that will be used to secure the mount to the wall, along with the wall anchors if you would use it in a drywall application. The larger bag has all the bolts, spacers, and plates you could possibly need to mount just about any TV to this thing. Kudos to Installer Parts for being so thorough. The third box was a surprise to me, as I had not even realized that they were including a 6-foot HDMI cable with this mount. Depending on what you already have, you may or may not need it, but it was a very nice extra to discover. After that, you can simply finish pulling the mount out of its box. At this point, I laid it down to try out all the points of articulation. Make note of these arrows on each of the mounting plates. When installing this to the wall, be sure to face the arrows up, not down. I may have initially misread the instructions and installed it upside down. Possibly. The first thing I did was to get the mounting bars attached to the back of the TV. This involved using the cone-shaped spacers that came with our TV on the bottom holes. If you need something like that but do not have it anymore, there are a ton of extra spacers in this kit that could be used if necessary. We needed to use two of the longer, large bolts on the bottom holes, and two of the shorter, large bolts in the top holes. We also had to use one of the thin black spacers on each bolt to keep them from bottoming out and not tightening down all the way. Just experiment a little with the included hardware, and you should be able to get everything hooked up nice and tight. After that, it is time to get the mount up on the wall. If you're going to mount it in a stud, use a stud finder to mark its location in the wall and measure the height up from the floor that you want to place your holes. I pre-drilled the top holes with a bit that is half the size of the lag bolts. This makes it easier to tighten them down and helps keep the stud from splitting. After that, tighten down both of the top bolts snug but not completely tight. You are now going to use a level on each bracket before drilling your pilot hole and securing the bottom bolts on both sides. After that, it is down to pre-drilling the middle hole and getting the bolt secured. From this angle, you get a really good look at that upside down arrow that is trying to tell me that I'm doing it wrong. Make sure all of your lag bolts are secured nice and tight, then get ready to attach the TV to the mount. For this part, you will likely need a second and possibly third person. If your TV is heavy, get some help lifting it. This will allow you to look around the back of the TV as you are holding it, so that you can properly hook it onto the mount. If you can lift it by yourself, you will still want someone behind the mount guiding you as you try to hang it, because you really don't want your TV falling at this point. Wait a minute, did someone say falling TV? Yeah, this happened too. Luckily the TV was unharmed, but man, that scared the crap out of me. Now that the TV is on the mount, get underneath it and tighten down these screws that are pre-attached to the mounting bars. This will secure the TV to the main mount. Finally, get the TV tilted properly for your application and tighten down these bolts on the back. There are a pair of thumb screws that it appears you are supposed to use instead, but my TV was too heavy and it was just easier to tighten the bolts. We have now been using it for a couple of weeks and I have absolutely zero complaints. It is rock steady, has some room for adjustment even with a 65-inch TV mounted to it, and was a breeze to install. I highly recommend this to anyone looking for a solid, affordable TV wall mount, especially if you need one for a corner mount application. If you are looking to buy it, I will go ahead and link it in the description below. If this is your first time here on the Hippie Geeks, it would be wonderful to have you subscribe. This channel is all about creating a magical life one day at a time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and check out our Patreon page or merch store to support the channel directly. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next one.